So the other day, President Trump went to Arlington to lay a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier. I'm pretty sure that's where he laid the wreath. And the media really went nuts about it. They were like, "Why on earth did he go? Why was he there? It's all a photo op. Horrible Trump, bad man." Um, so I want to talk a little bit about that right now. So here's a short video. As you can see, there's a double amputee right there. And here's the video.
President on!
So pretty short video, just a little clip. Here's what Biden was doing when those 13 soldiers came home from Afghanistan. He continually was looking at his watch, which is a little bit disrespectful. And this is what Nick Sorter said. The 13 families, or the families of the 13 soldiers killed in Kabul, did not invite Biden or Harris to the ceremony at Arlington. They only invited President Trump. That should tell you all you need to know. Biden and Harris have been ignoring and disrespecting these families for years now. With Biden getting impatient and checking his watch while waiting for their bodies to come back home. Blood is on Biden and Harris's hands. And here's an official statement from the 13 families. We would like to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to President Donald J. Trump for his presence at the recent Section 60 gathering, honoring our children and their fallen brothers and sisters on the 3-year anniversary of the Abbey Gate bombing. The president and his team conducted themselves with nothing but the utmost respect and dignity for all our service members, especially our beloved children. We had given our approval for President Trump's official photographer and videographer and photographer to attend the event, ensuring that these sacred moments of remembrance were respectfully captured, and so we can cherish these memories forever. We are deeply grateful to the President for taking the time to honor our children and for standing alongside us in our grief, offering his unwavering support during such a difficult time, his compassion and respect, which meant more than words can express, with sincere gratitude. And then the members' names. So President Trump, he wanted to get out of Afghanistan, and he had it scheduled and planned to leave in May following the re-election. He had talked to the head of the Taliban previous to this plan and said, "We're leaving, but if you lay a finger on one more head of any of our service members, we will bring down fire and fury upon you." I'm paraphrasing a little bit. He also had his intelligence bring in a picture to show the head of the Taliban. That picture was the head of the Taliban's house. A little bit of a threat there. But for the next 18 months, 0 service members died. But when Biden decided to go back on that promise that Trump had made, the deal was off and the killing started happening again. So under Trump, there was safety. Under Biden, there was death. Seems to be pretty par for the course, I would say. That Biden has been an epic failure on virtually every front. And I hope everyone that voted for Biden, even the dead ones, feel sorry for what they've done. Because it's their fault that these service members have died. Yes, Biden was the one that screwed everything up, but he got in with a little bit of help from all of the voters that voted for him. The U.S. Army released a statement today condemning President Trump, saying it's illegal to conduct political activities on Arlington Cemetery. Here's a Joe Biden political ad from 2020 featuring a video of him standing over a tomb in Section 60 at Arlington, which the Army had nothing to say about at the time. Yet they condemned President Trump despite the fact that Gold Star families invited him and gave him permission to take pictures. U.S. Army spokesperson says participating in events at Arlington Cemetery were made aware of federal laws, political activities, and abruptly pushed everyone. This incident was unfortunate, and ANC employee and their professionalism has been unfairly attacked. Arlington National Cemetery routinely hosts public wreath-laying ceremonies at the tomb of the unknown soldier for individuals and groups who submit requests in advance. ANC conducts nearly 3,000 such public ceremonies each year without incident. Participants in the August 26th ceremony and the subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of federal laws, Army regulations, and DoD policies, which clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery grounds. And An ANC employee who attempted to ensure adherence to these rules was abruptly pushed aside. Consistent with the decorum expected at ANC, this employee acted with professionalism and avoided further disruption. The incident was reported to the JBMHH Police Department, but the employee subsequently decided not to press charges. Therefore, the Army considers the matter closed. So, very, very mad that Trump had a videographer and photographer there. And here's Biden getting a photo op.
Or for politics.
So here is a Gold Star mom talking about the situation.
Barnett invited the former president to Arlington. Her son, Marine Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, died at Abbey Gate. What would you say to people who may be pro-Trump, anti-Trump, whatever their politics might be, who just feel like that's not a place for politicians or for politics?
I would have to say, are you in my shoes? I invited him. My son was murdered under the Biden-Harris administration.
Barnett invited the...
Yeah, it's difficult to even imagine what struggles those families are going through. I have not lost a close family member like that before. I've lost family members to cancer, and that's difficult, but not quite so abrupt. And I would say that losing someone in war it wasn't needed. That doesn't even make sense. Pointless. It was pointless for those people to have died. Why Biden decided to move the withdrawal to September 11th was ridiculous. Like so many things he's done through his presidency, it's all about optics. Got to have good optics. September 11th. That's kind of like how they ended World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And because they did that, thousands more people died leading up to it ending on that day, at that time. Stupid. I hate the optics, or the optics game that politicians play. So there's one more clip I'd like to play that sums it up a lot better than I could.
I'm Jim McCollum. I'm the father of Marine Lance Corporal Riley James McCollum, and I'm here to speak for him.
My name's Alicia Lopez.
I'm Herman Lopez, and we're the parents of our son, Hunter Lopez, a U.S. Marine stationed in Camp Pendleton, San Diego, California, who passed away on August 26, 2021 in Kabul, Afghanistan.
My name is Abby Sanchez, and I am the voice for my brother, Corporal Humberto Sanchez. My name is Coro Brusino, and I am Corporal Humberto Sanchez's mother.
My name is Stephen Nakui. I'm here for my son, Kareem Nakui. I'm here today to give my son a voice.
My name is Cheryl Jules. I am Sergeant Nicole G's aunt. She was a U.S. Marine that was killed in the Kabul, Afghanistan withdrawal.
My name is Christy Shamblin, and I'm here for Sergeant Nicole G., United States Marine, who was killed in the Afghanistan exit.
My name is Kelly Barnett. I'm here to give a voice to my son, my best friend, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover.
And my name's Darren Hoover, and I'm here to give voice as well for our son, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover.
When we started hearing that the Taliban was moving in, that there wasn't more military being deployed, and that they had decided that the Taliban was our security, that was when I became terrified. They were just kind of left there, hung out to dry.
Breaking news for you from Afghanistan, where there are significant casualties, including some Americans from a
I was at
suicide
work
attack outside the country.
and heard about it. Instantly had that just chill go through me, and I started sending messages.
I'm talking to people. I'm calling his girlfriend. I'm saying, well, have you heard from him? Calling his sisters. Have you heard from him? We're texting. We're saying, please, just send us a text. Just whatever. Just let us know that you're okay.
When all the explosions went off, I had messaged her and I said, hey, I know you can't say anything, but, just an emoji, just a bubble.
And then 3:30 in the morning that night, I got the knock on the door. There's no other reason 2 Marines are standing on your door.
Right away, they told you, we have news about your son, and he just passed away. I just start screaming. I throw myself on the floor.
I pull up the street and I see a white van. And once I saw them, I knew.
It's surreal. Seeing all those flag-draped coffins in the back of a C-17 is something you'll never forget. And it really drives home that, these young men and women gave the ultimate sacrifice.
They had all the families within this large room, the president showed up, and that was, it wasn't what I was expecting.
You know, this guy's sitting across from me on that tarmac, and he keeps looking at his watch.
Biden did not want to be there. I don't know what he wanted to do, but he did not want to be there. He looked at his watch multiple times. I saw it 3 times.
He didn't say anything about Riley. And to this day, he has yet to say those 13 kids' names.
And that makes me so upset because those kids were serving their country. Those kids, they were giving their life for this country. And I always said they were thinking that their commander-in-chief was gonna have their back because they were fighting for this country, and that didn't happen.
The administration, the White House, our president has never once mentioned their names, not one of them.
Honestly, I don't feel like Joe Biden cared.
He just had no empathy for us at all.
I do think incompetence played a huge factor in what happened. Bad decision, bad leadership, and it all starts at the top.
Joe Biden should not be leading this country.
There was no point in making that hard deadline August 31st. It was 100% a political stunt.
He let my son down. He let the 13 down. He let the 45 wounded down. He let those 174 civilians down. He let our country down.
And then what it hurts the most is that they could be here.
We fully understand we can't bring back our kids, but there are thousands and thousands more out there that are going to come home the same way if something doesn't change. We're the United States of America. We can do better by our men and women that are risking their lives for this country. We can do better for them than that.
Yeah, that was difficult for me to get through. Yeah, I really feel for those families. It was a horrible situation for so many people. And actually, there's one thing I also wanted to bring up. After the withdrawal, or right at the end of the withdrawal, I can't remember exactly when, Biden decided to do one more drone strike. A U.S. airstrike in the final days of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, intended to kill an ISIS-K terrorist, instead killed the aid worker Zimari Ahmadi and members of his family. After initially calling it a righteous strike and claiming no civilians were killed, the Pentagon admitted its mistake and promised to resettle members of Ahmad's family and employees of the aid organization he worked for. Up above that. The drone strike killed 10 civilians, including 7 children. And again, it was a pointless murdering of an aid worker and members of his family, including 7 children. Now, if that would have happened to one of my family members, I can only imagine how that would have made me feel and what I would have done for justice. And it really makes me think, I kind of understand what those drone bombers are feeling. If their sister or their brother was supposed to get married and the wedding got drone bombed, or they were just driving down the road and they got drone bombed, or their father or their uncle was an aid worker just delivering water to his family, and he's murdered by some foreign country that I would have known nothing about otherwise. Most of the people in Afghanistan don't have the technology that we do. They don't. A lot of them are just shepherds out there in the hills of Afghanistan. They don't have any idea where America is. But because of our idiotic foreign policy, ever since September 11th of 2001, we've been killing people in the Middle East, creating more and more and more terrorists. And because of that, our service members pay the price. And our service members' families pay the price when those that have been killed over there that were innocent decide to look for a little bit of justice. It's horrible. And I pray for all the service members, and I pray for justice for all the politicians that have sent them into harm's way, that have damaged the lives of so many people, both Americans and otherwise. Anyway, Trump did a nice thing for those Gold Star families being there during their difficult time and on that anniversary. And anybody that says otherwise, they can pound sand.